I'm Killara. I'm a girl from PNG. I grew up in Port Moresby and I am a middle child. We couldn't really leave the house like as girls, so when we would go to school, Dad would pick us up and drop us off and we would just be in our little square. Most of the time we were just at home, yeah. We couldn't even like, go out shopping. We'd be like, oh, like, Mum, can we come grocery shopping with you? She's like, no, you just have to wait at home. We're like, okay. Dad's an engineer. And then he'd be like, oh, like, look at these planes. They've got all these parts, like the engine and all that. And that's when I'm like, oh yeah, they fly in the sky and they've got this big engines. And then I'm like, okay, now I'm obsessed. And then that's when it started. So that was when I was 2. Dad came back from a work trip to Brisbane and he landed with the Qantas plane. And then when I saw the kangaroo, I was like, oh, I have to fly one of those one day. So I told my dad, I'm like, Dad, make sure like one day we move to Brisbane or like to Australia so I can fulfill my dream of becoming like a Qantas pilot, yeah.
There's no doubt that passion for aviation exists in both young boys and young girls. You know, I think if we can embrace that passion at a really early age and ensure that both the young boys and the young girls are given the opportunity to be exposed to aviation, to have that passion nurtured. If we can, you know, truly embrace that and bring the young females through in the same way that we, you know, have brought the young boys through in the past, then there's no doubt that we'll see a better outcome, you know, as a result of that, and we'll see an industry that you know, really steps up to being reflective of society.
So after like talking to him at the airport, like seeing the Qantas plane, telling him all that, he's like, okay, but he hadn't told us that he was applying for jobs to Australia. That was in 2011. He's like, I've got a job for us to move overseas. At the start, we were like, oh, but we don't want to leave all our friends and all our family. And he's like, no, but you can like finally go for your dreams. You can become a pilot that you've always wanted to. I would talk to my teachers and ask them which subjects I would choose that would push me in the direction of being a pilot, like and study all that. So they're like all the physics, maths, chemistry and all that. So I would study that every day after school while all my friends are out enjoying themselves. I'd be like, oh, I can't come out, I have to stay home and study. And then eventually I got 2 offers from University of Southern Queensland in Griffith to study Bachelor of Aviation. So yeah, that was exciting. Dad was so happy. He's like, yay, I want my kids to go to uni. I want you to get that degree and then do the study. So that, it was a lot of pressure. Like, I'm like, okay, I need to make them proud. And now I need to like study this and that. And then I'm like, but it's okay, it'll be all worth it in the end. They picked up their whole life, like for their kids to have a better life. So I'm like, I need to give back. I need to be like the best. I need to be like the best I can be for them. In uni, you turn around, it's all the guys in the aviation uniform, and I'm like, where are the girls? Or like, where are like the coloured girls that I can like relate to? But there was like no one I could turn to. I'm like, okay, like, I guess I can call my mum. Mum was a great support during uni time, yeah. So a lot of guys, and they were all like, yeah, we know what we're doing, blah, 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 like, we're better than you, all that. So I would just sit in the back of the class, and I'm like, do I even fit in here?
We have to admit it is male-dominated. Women get brainwashed early to believing there are certain occupations that you shouldn't even consider because they you don't belong in there. And it takes a certain kind of woman to even be prepared to put a toe in the door. And so by the time they make the decision and turn up to their first flight lesson, they're a lot more motivated and a lot more driven than a lot of the boys.
Morning, this is Killara from CAE, how are you? Great, and you lately I've screened like almost 300 captains and they were just all males. And I'm like, where are the girls? And then, or like, I'd come across 1 or 2 and they're like, oh, I've got like 10,000 hours, but I'm still a first officer. And I'm like, oh, but like you haven't upgraded yet to captain. They're like, we've been trying for years.
I've seen a lot of challenges that women have to face as they move through careers in lots of different industries. I think in our Western world, we've really got this kind of like this legacy that's not helpful for us, where men and males have this kind of like this standing in our society that's really unequal, in some ways very unfair, and really puts barriers in place for women because they're just as capable, if not sometimes more capable. And it's really hard for women to move forward, particularly move up the levels.
The guys are like, yeah, oh, easy for us to do because we're male. Like, they're like, oh, like, there's no point in you doing it. It's going to be really hard for you anyway. And I'm like, no, like, I can do it. They're like, yeah, but you're a girl. Like, girls are usually not in a captain's seat or all that. And I'm like, okay, we'll see. Yeah, and that was a good boost as well. Like, I'm like, okay, I'll prove you wrong. Like, we'll see one day, yeah.
They say that there was a question asked in the psych test for quadders, right? And they used to use this for the guys, and the guy would come in and say, righto, we're going to ask you some questions, and we just want you to tell us what you think. And I'd say, go ahead. And they said, right, you're part of a crew, and you're 747, and you've just landed in Tokyo. You've gone into town in the taxi, and you've booked into the hotel, and you're all standing around the bar downstairs and having a beer and relaxing. And you look up and the captain comes walking down the stairs wearing a dress. And say, what would you do? What would you say if that happened? And of course, a lot of the guys would say, I'd be so embarrassed that I'd look away. I wouldn't know what to do. And of course, the answer they wanted was, you say, hello, captain, would you like a drink? Because the captain is a woman. But it never entered the head of a lot of those young guys that that could be an answer.
We're just about to go up and have a quick solo check with Killara. We'll go through all the emergency procedures and obviously all landings and any crosswind technique if there is some crosswind, which looking at the windsock there's a little bit, but it's not much. Feedback from her previous instructors for a solo check is it's time to do it. The conditions have worked out quite well for us this morning as well, so hopefully we'll go all right. It's been very, very difficult to try and even just do circuit training with students, so yeah, it's not been the best.
It took a while for me to go solo because I just wouldn't get the flaring and the level off just for the landing part of it. I think I was with Nathan. We kept going back like for weeks and he's like, you just need to get it. Just get that picture and you'll be fine. And I just wouldn't get that picture.
Keep that right wing down, eyes in the runway, and a bit more left rudder. Squeeze the left. So we've leveled off too high. Full power, let's go. There we go, good go run. So you leveled off too high there,
Okay,
but
yeah.
you didn't set your right wing in,
Right, okay,
and you didn't get enough of your left rudder in.
yeah.
I have been so inspired by watching Killara, her determination. She's met every single challenge, and no matter what challenge has been in front of her, she's not only faced it, but she's overcome it. And I don't know where she finds that kind of self-belief, but it's inspiring for me. Even being at the stage that I am now, watching her at the very early stages, it's still inspiring for me to see someone just rise to the challenge constantly, no matter what. She just comes back every single time. Every single time she's down, she just comes back and gives it another shot.
There was one day a lovely old lady came to my checkout, so I started getting all her groceries and all that. So it came up to like $200 or something like that. And then she's like, you've overcharged me. And I'm like, no, like I've scanned all the groceries that you picked out. And then she's like, no, you've added an extra $100 on top. And I'm like, no, I didn't. And then we're going back and forth. She's like, well, people like you need to go back to your country. Like you don't belong here. Like you're ruining this country for all of us, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, is this what people get? Like, I come to get a job, like to work, to get my money, and I'm getting yelled at.
Most people feel anxious before their first solo, but I think deep down, she knows that she's ready for it. Her instructors, including me, have told her that she's ready for it.
I feel like this is my first flight. It's like I haven't done this in ages, but I have. Guys, I'm okay, but I'm still stressed. Flying with Erin, so calm. I would feel like I wasn't being judged. Not that the guys would judge, but just in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, like they'd judge me if I do this. But with Erin, I'm like, okay, I'll just do it. And she's like, yep, that's right. Like next, maybe because like sitting next to another female, I'm like, this is comfortable, like comfy space. And I felt so safe. Not that I didn't feel safe with the male instructors. Don't kill me, guys. No, but. And then we went around to Barbie, we came back, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. And she's like, do you want me to show you what the picture looks like? And I'm like, please. So we came down for a touch and go, and then we came back, and she's like, that's the picture that you need to hold. And I'm like, okay. And then the next day when I went with Nathan, I did it. And he's like, what did you do? Like, did you study last night? And I'm like, no, I went for a flight with Erin. And he's like, oh, that's the key.
I think it's largely cultural. Good on the ones who do get stuck into it, but I get the feeling that the average woman will go further faster than the average man because she's more driven once she gets in there.
Okay, bleed that power off.
Nice. Nice. Don't flare too early. There we go.
You always say that, and then I do it and I balloon.
Hold it. There.
That was so good! Finally! I told you guys, this is going to be a perfect landing. It's perfect. Sorry, I got real excited.
That was good.
Most of the time, I'm just saying, just do everything in my head. I'm saying, just do everything I've taught you. Keep doing it.
Yeah, she was shaking. Boss lady was shaking.
You don't rush it. Yeah, someone's wife.
What a woman. What a woman. Don't you just admire her for that? So incredible. And doesn't it make you think about the story that she said that when she was 2 years old, she spotted the plane going through the air in Port Moresby and said, one day I'm going to fly that.
It was fun. I can fly. I can fly by myself. I was freaking out at the start. I'm like, oh, it was Nathan, but Nathan was in my head, so it was good. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Good job.
And we are so proud of you. First solo flight. Oh, what a feeling.
Thanks for the fans.
Oh, we hope that we didn't put you off. No. But we're all here, fingers and toes crossed, supporting you.
Turning final, I was like, oh, okay, I need to remember all this. I'm like, wing into the wind and rudder, right rudder in. I'm like, I can do this, I can land. I'm like, as long as I touch down, and then just one landing, then I'll be fine. And I did it, and then I looked to my right, and everyone was standing on the side, and I'm like, yay, I did it. Yeah, I'm like, oh, let's go and celebrate. I felt like it was like a whole family behind you, like all that support. I'm like, I've only ever gotten the support from my family, but seeing everyone else doing that in like my flying sort of side of the life, it was really good.